Today what we are going to see is functions. What is functions? We call this function library. Now what is functions? Functions, let's remove this library out. Let's say functions. Now functions are of two types. We have inbuilt functions and user defined functions. What is this inbuilt functions? Till now, whatever we have seen are inbuilt functions. Example, MSG box, print, for next. What we did, we just called this and we wrote it. Say for MSG box, we wrote just MSG box, and in the code we said X, Y, Z. And what QTP did? QTP just printed whatever X, Y, Z and an OK button. Have you ever thought, what is this MSG box and how can a MSG box that I write can do this activity? Have you ever guys thought about this? Anyone? Anyone would have thought about this? What is this MSG box? And when I write MSG box, how can this particular code or VB script execute and give me a output like this? Yeah.
So before, while developing the tool, they have developed the functionality what does message box do, because they have written the particular script of that message box. So they have written some background script.
Yes. What they have done is, yes, thank you. Now what they have done is, when they were writing the code for VB script, or when they were developing VB scripting, what they did, they wrote inbuilt functions. That is, they wrote a function which is named MSG box. So whatever activity that it would do, when you call this function, it will execute the code inside this function in order to get you an output. Now this is what you call an inbuilt function. Whatever VB script gives you, you can use this. This is an inbuilt function. Now VB script also gives you a way to create your own function. That is, you can write code and create your own function like this. That is what you call user defined function. Okay. Now in order to write a function, right, you have to write function, end function, and you have to call, give a function name here, and then what you have to do here and the code here. So when you call the function name, what it will do, it will automatically call go to this particular function and execute this code. Exactly the same as what we use for message box. Right, guys, you are able to understand. Guys, you are able to understand. Any questions?
So you're saying basically instead of putting a message box, you would put function before it?
No. This is already written. You can't change anything.
Okay.
Now you can write your own by putting a function name, end function, and a code inside. We're going to see how to do that. Getting me?
Yeah, I just thought you meant just change the message box out.
No. You can't touch this.
Right.
Haji?
In user-defined function, whatever the code which we use in inbuilt function, before that we have to put that function name, and at the end we have to put end function, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You getting me?
Yeah, Rajesh, I got it.
Yeah. So now we are not going to see this. This is what we were seeing so long. So why do I want to explain this again? No, I'm not going to explain this again. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we're going to clean this up and we are going to start talking about user defined function. User defined function. Now this user defined function is also is of or rather is of three types. One, function without parameter. We're going to see each and everything. Two, function with one input parameter. Three, function with return value. Multiple parameter. So we have three types. One, function without parameter, function with one per input parameter, and one function with multiple input parameter and return value. So these are the three types of functions that we are going to see today. Okay, very important guys, because before you start a project, two things you will be doing. One, you will create your object repository. Second, you will create reusable functions. These are the two terminologies you're going to hear a lot: object repository and reusable functions. Basically, these functions only we are calling it as reusable functions. Don't worry about, don't think that this is a different terminology. Same functions. Any function that you create, and if say example Chitra is creating it and Priyanka can use it, that means it's reusable. That's what it is called, functions. Now if only Chitra can use it, why are you creating a function? There's no need, right? So it's always called a reusable function. Now let's see one at a time. Now I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to first start with function with no input parameter. For this, let's see how do you define an input, how do you define a function, right? For defining a function, there is a set standard procedure. We say function, function, end function. Now we give the function name here, right? Say example, I wanted to create a function login, where I am going to use this function to log into my application, my flight reservation application. So I'll give the function name login. Now a function is represented by the function called function name, and an open and a closed parameter. This is what you call parameter. This is what you call a parameter. This is the function name. This is the function name, and this is the declaration. This is the end. So now this is how your function will look like. So when you are giving a parameter, if your parameter has no value inside, an empty parameter, just an open and a close, that means It's a function without parameter. What does this mean? Now, a function without with parameter is your example, your MSG box. When you write MSG box, and then you pass what you want to print right inside this. That means it's with the, then you are passing some value into the function. Now, if you leave this open and close and empty, that means you cannot pass anything here. You just call the function. Let's do that and see. Let's do that and see. Okay, then you'll have a better understanding of what I am saying. I'm going to save this. I'm going to open a new test. New test. First, what we will do, we will write functions in the test, and then we will work with function libraries. We have to work with this. That we will do it later. First, we will write functions here. So I will say function. See, automatically it will create the moment I put a space, and then I'm going to give login and open and close parameter. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to associate my function my object repository here and create a login script. Okay. Now I have associated my object repository. Now I'm creating a login script inside the function. So okay, I go in, say agent name. So first I will have to launch the application. So Bhushan, can you give me the code to launch the application? What is the function I use to launch the application? What? Sorry? Wait. Listen to my question, Bhushan. Listen to my question. I said, how to give me the function to launch the application, not log into the application. Launch. I want to open the application like this.
Okay, Rajeshwari. System util.
System
dot run.
Dot run. What am I doing? Run.
Util dot run, and then in bracket.
Yeah, I'm going to give the path for the flight here.
In inverted comma.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So next what I'm going to do, I launched the application. I got to enter the password, and then I got to click on the OK button. Okay. So I will say here Rajesh. Now I will say here Mercury. Okay. Now I created this function, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call this function. How do I call this function? I will say call login. Now what will happen? When I hit run, just take a look. First it will skip this whole thing. The moment it sees function here, it will skip till the end of function and then directly jump here. And then it will go, it sees the call login call, then it will go up here and execute this. Guys, take a look. I'm going to run. See, it went here and then came here. It was so fast that we couldn't see. If you want, I will run it in debug mode. Let's run it in debug mode to see how it works. Data start. What is happening here? Why is it moving? Okay. So now you see here it did the call and then it's going into the function. See, it is logging into the application. So now I wrote a function call that can do this activity. If I put 1, that function is not available. You see here, it will fail. See, type mismatch. It's not able to identify. See, it first comes here and then goes to the function. Guys, you are able to understand. Guys, you are able to understand. Right. Now, you will be writing such type functions. Now, you see here, I did not give any input parameter because what is happening? I directly gave the details here. This is what you call a function without parameter. Even if you don't put the call, it will still work. If you don't put the call, it will still work. See. See? You see, it will still work. Call is just to define it's a function, but you use it or you don't use it, doesn't make a big difference. Right? Guys, you are able to understand a function without parameter? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Fine. Now let's see the second one. Let's see the second one. The second one is what? The second one is, I'm going to clean this up. Second one is function with parameter. With parameter. Now what we are going to do, we are going to pass value here and get the value inside and process it inside the code. That's what you call function with parameter. Let's see. Now the same code, I'm going to use the same login code and change the prop value here. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take I know Mercury password is standard, but I can give different usernames, right? So I will give a parameter here saying just like this, name. Okay. And I'm going to take this and put it here. That's the parameter I'm doing. And here, when I call, I have to give the username. So I will say Rajesh. I don't think so we need to give the bracket. Here you see, the moment I type login and a space, you see the function is being called here. This function is showing you what you have to type here. It's asking for the uname. So I will say RAJESH. Now if I run, whatever value we gave here will get substituted here as uname and it will be called here. Let's run this. See, it used Rajesh. Now I'm going to give, say example, Monica. See, it substituted Monica there. So that is what you call a function with one parameter. Right? Now there you can do multiple functions. You can give multiple values. Say example for what else you can give here. In this you can give I think only one value. Rather if I want to create a common login with where I want to give the path of this also, I can do that too. So I'll say APP TH, comma. So when you give multiple parameters, give here the variable, comma, the other variable, and this order should be the same. So I'll give the first path here, variable path, close, comma, comma, and the next value. You see here it highlighted uname. So that's what this is going to take it taken as uname. Now let's close this. I'm going to use, instead of this, I'm going to use app path. Let's. You can give any number of values here in the function call. Guys, you are able to understand. Guys, you are able to understand. Now what I will do, I will create a code for the date function, right? And I'll give us date there. So now I know this is my login. Now every time you need not, I'm going to use only one here, the app path, I'm going to take it out. Control X, I'll put it here. It's too big, that's right, yeah. Okay, now I can create a date function. I'll create a date function and I will put all my date code here, and at this point I will call that function here. When I call that function here, it will give me the date. So this is how you can write functions for multiple values. Now this enables you to create user defined functions with which you can call it as a reusable function. Guys, you're able to understand? Any questions? Any questions till now? Tell me.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Rajesh,
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
How do we define a parameter?
This parameter. You're talking about this. This is just a username. This is a variable, right? It's just a variable.
Okay. So that is related to the function.
Yeah, this variable that you give here, right, is what you're going to take into the function.
That is called as a parameter.
That is called as a parameter. Now, when I'm calling the function, I have to give the username here, right? So now you see here when I type login space, can you see here uname is coming?
Yes.
So whatever I give in quotes now will be considered as uname. This will be considered as uname. So when this function is called, it knows that there is a parameter here, right?
Okay.
Now it will take this parameter and put it here. So it will be literally like this: uname equal to. This is how it's going to actually come inside.
Okay.
And then when you substitute the uname, this name will be substituted here.
So that means it's a variable related to that function.
This is actually a variable. Since we put it inside the function call, right? We call this a parameter.
Okay.
Getting me?
Yeah. Yes.
Was that your question?
Yes, Rajesh. Yeah.
Okay. Aji.
So we created, which is the function login? Which function we created, like just function?
Yeah, we created a function name called login.
Oh.
See, how do we declare for? For, we type for first, right?
Yeah.
And then we put a equal to 0 to 10.
Yeah.
Now this is what we are going to perform in the for. But how are we saying that's a for loop? By calling for, right?
For, yeah. Yeah.
Similarly, In order to create a function, you have to say function end function and then give the function name and the code inside that.
Okay. Okay.
You're getting me?
So between function and end function, whatever we are creating, that is the function.
That is the function, it will get executed.
Okay. Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Thanks, Rajesh.
Any other questions?
Nope.
No. Any other questions, guys? Fine. Now I want to create a function, add two numbers. Okay. I'm going to create a function to add two numbers. Or let's take that program that we wrote right yesterday. So I'm going to close this. I'm not going to save it. The age program that we wrote yesterday. I'm going to take that and create a function now. So this is the age program. So I'm going to take this whole thing out. Okay. Control C, new test, Control B. Okay. Now I got my age program now. Okay. So I'm going to put this whole thing inside a function. So I'll say function. I will say AGE. And I'm going to pass a parameter here, AGG. That's only one parameter I need to pass inside, right? Now, Control X. I'm going to put it inside this. So now this becomes a function now for me. Okay. Now this becomes a function. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call age program, AGE, space, it's asking for the age. So I'm going to give, no, I'm going to just call it because what is happening, the value that we are passing is, where is the input? Input that we are passing is inside the function, right? So in this first I'm going to do a function without parameter. Then we'll do a function with parameter. Then we'll do a function with parameter and return value. What?
I think this program is not ours. We didn't.
No, you didn't write it. We wrote it in my weekend class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we were writing a program to find the age and what age you have to get married and at different ages what you should do. Okay. See, if you are less than 30, you are not eligible to marry. If you are greater than 30, first buy a car, then only you'll be eligible to get married. By the time you buy a car, if you are 40 and above, you buy a house, forget about the marriage. 50 and 60, start your prayers. 60 and 70, start preparing for your bye-bye. And if still time, that's not good.
Wow, nice option.
Huh? Oh, sorry?
Nice option.
So this is the program that we wrote for if loop.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. So now the age, I'm just going to call age. So I'm going to run this program. Run. Nothing personal about it. We were just joking out. Okay. Don't take anything personal about the code. Age, what is the age I have to give? Now, since you are online with me, give me an age. Hello?
Yes.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, just give that 25.
30? What?
No, I'm not telling my age, just random.
No, first you started with 30. Go ahead. 30 what?
Okay, 32.
32. Now let's see what the code tells about it. So you have to buy a car first to be eligible for marriage. Okay. Now have you noticed this output is coming within the function call, right?
Yeah.
This output is coming within the function call. Now, if I wanted to pass a value inside the function only, but from outside, I don't want the function to ask me. I want to pass it into the function. So I'll take the age out and I'll put it here. Now, this age should go into my parameter, right?
Yes.
So I'll say AGG. So I'm creating one parameter for my this thing. I will say AGG here, and then I will pass the value here. AGG. Okay. Now let's run this. So now again it will first run the AGG program with the input box. You see it's there first. So give me an age.
Yeah.
37, right?
27.
37. Okay.
Okay, whatever.
So now this is again printing for 37. You know why?
It's printing the wrong message.
It's printing the wrong message. Why did it print the wrong message? Converted into int, right? Because since we put it inside quotes, right? It's now taking it as a string.
Oh, okay.
So I have to convert it again into an integer here. So AGG equal to int of AGG. Okay. Let's run this again.
Okay, 37, like before.
What is this? Missing tag AGG
Type mismatch.
type mismatch. I think you can't use like that. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's why. So AGG N. Okay. So I'll say this. I have to change everything now. AGG N.
Oh.
Fine. Now let's run this. Let's not take this. Wait. Let's just put this and see what is happening there. Let's see. 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I tried to convert it into an integer. I did that here. AGG. Oh, I know why. Correct. AGG. The reason is that this itself is a variable, right? I'm passing this in, since I'm passing it inside the quotes, I'm passing it that as a string rather than a variable. Was that what was that you were trying to say, Bhushan?
Yes, Rajesh. Thank you.
Let's run this. Perfect. Okay. Go buy a car to get eligible for marriage. Fine. Now we have passed a value into a variable. First you taken a variable and passed that variable into the function, right? Now what we are seeing here, we are executing things inside the code, right?
Yes.
We are executing things inside the function.
Yes.
So now if I want this one, this is the message that comes up. I want this message outside the function. Say example, I'm going to give only 37, so I'll say equal to this message. Okay. How do I take this outside the function? Now, the common thing about functions is that anything that is generated inside the function dies within the function. That means if I generate whatever I generate between this function and the end function will die as soon as it hits the end function. So you cannot take it outside. Whatever you generate inside the function cannot be taken outside the function. So then why are we using the function? What is the advantage of using the function? If I want to add two numbers, the addition of two numbers happens inside. Now I want the result outside. Say for example this only, depending upon the age I enter, I need a message to come and I want to use the message outside the function. Right? How do I use that? How do I get that? Say example in this script after this, I want to write for, if I get this message, then I have to do something, something I want to do. How do I have to get that outside the function into a variable? If I put say example msgbox, and what is the function we assigned it to, what is the variable we assigned it to? TES. So if I put TES here, will this work? Let's see whether this works. I'm giving the same 37. It's gone into that loop, perfect. So it's going to execute this code also. It's going to assign that into TES. You see? Nothing is coming. So now, if I can't take the value outside the function, what am I going to do? How am I going to work with my, why do we need functions? So in order to take it out, you have to remember one thing. Only one value of a function you can take it out. So you have to decide which one you want. Only one value you can take it out. So there is a way to take it out, but you can take only one value outside the function, not more than one value. So how do we take it out? That's the key aspect here, right? That's what we are going to see, how to take the function or how to take the value outside the function. In order to take the value outside the function, what I'm going to do? Towards the end, I'm going to say, what is my function name? My function name is AGE, right? AGE equal to what value I want to take it out? This is the value I want to take it out. Yes. Now what happens with this? I am taking this value of TES and I am putting it into the function called AGE. So when I'm writing my call, I have to write the call like this. So I will say SRI equal to AGE of AGG. I have to put it like this. So whatever value that generates here will be assigned into this and that will be assigned into this. Now if I put SRI, you will get the value out. Let's run this. $37.
No.
We did not print.
Do we have to use TES?
No, TES not necessary. No, TES, we assigned TES into AGE, right?
Yeah.
So that should be correct. What is happening here? Let me see what's happening here. I did AGG, converted into and put it here. AGG equal to, age equal to, that is what it is. AG equal to this one. Yes. So I'm saying TS equal to AGE, correct? Let me put it here. Let me do one thing. Let me put this here. Might be because I put it towards the end. Let's run this code and see. You see?
Yeah.
I got it outside. That should not be towards the end. So wherever I want this value to be replaced, so I will copy this whole thing. What I will do, I'll put it here. TES equal to, because only one gets executed, right? I'll put it here. I'll copy this. I have to copy this and put it there.
Rajesh, can you please explain one more time?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me finish this. Yes.
It's confusing.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll give AG equal to TES like this. Okay, let me do that again. I'll do that from first. Okay, let me take this all thing out. Can I go back? How much I can go back? That's all I can go back. Okay. Now let me take this out. Let me take this out. AGE. AGG. Now till this you understood, right? The normal one. I got the value from here, passed it into the function, and got the output through the message box. Till this you understood, right?
Yes.
Till this anyone else has question? Till this anyone else has question?
You executed 2 times, right, Rajesh? Is there any difference for 2 executions? Initially, not now.
No, nothing. It's the same. I just wanted to show you. Let me execute it
Inside
again.
the function. Inside the function, you executed 2 times, right? So, is there any difference?
No. Let me run it again.
Okay.
You see. All I am doing is I am taking the age out. It's asking me what is the age. I am giving say 37. Enter. It's printing this, right? This is printing from inside the function, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that's all. It stopped the function.
Okay, so we are done with inside the function, and now you are going to explain outside the function, right?
How to bring that value outside the function.
Right, outside the function. Okay. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Fine. Now what I'm going to do, now I have got this value. I have got saying that this is the value for the age that I entered. This is the data for the age I entered. Now, how do I take it outside the function? Say, example, I wanted to assign it into a variable. Say, let's make, instead of this, let's do another addition. I'll keep the code here only. I'll write a function to add 2 numbers, ADD, and I'm going to say, TOT equal to num1 plus num2. And here I need 2 values, right? So num1 comma, num2. Now, I'm using this add function. Add is already there, so I will use add. Okay. Now, in order just to call this add function, add, I am saying num1 is, I'm going to pass the value 5, comma, num2, I'm going to pass the value 10. Now, I'm going to put a message box here, msg box tot. Now, if I run this function, if I execute from here, now, mind it guys, you cannot execute below the function, okay? So you have to execute, if you want to run from a specific step and you're calling a function, you have to run from the point where the function is already there. You have to run from here, otherwise it will not be able to go up. So it's giving me, okay, fine. That's because I didn't convert this into a integer. So I'll say int of num1 plus int of num2. Let's run this again. Run. Okay, I got 15. Perfect. Now, as I told you, anything that gets generated inside the function dies within the function. So if I want to take the total, so you have created a function for adding two numbers and you have put it in a function library where people are going to use it. Now when I pass this value, I need this value, the addition of this outside my function, and I'm going to use it. So how do I use it outside the function? In order for you to take it outside the function, what you need to do is, you need to put it into the function name equal to dot. Now what will happen is, whatever value that comes in dot is assigned into the function name itself. Okay. So now what I will do, I will say SRI equal to, and I will call this. Now when I am calling this, what will happen, I cannot put, when there is an equal to, I cannot put like this. So I have to put it inside a open and close bracket. Now what will happen, this function first will get executed, it will take these two parameters, go inside the function, add it up. Now it's saying that whatever total I get in my function or in the value, I'm assigning it into the function. Shamli, what is the problem now? Why are you getting
okay. I don't know, I'm confused, Rajesh. So I just want to, could you please quickly go through from the beginning again? So then, you know,
see what you done. So you understood this, right? This point, what I'm doing, I'm adding two numbers. You understood till this?
Yes, that's fine.
Now,
yes.
I want to, whatever sum I'm getting, right? Say, I want to say if the value that I'm getting, VAL is greater than 10, then I wanted to do some calculation inside. So if I wanted to do this, I should get the sum of these two. Right. Now when in order to get the sum of these two, I'm calling this function. Getting me?
So this function, the variable is, how did you use, it's already in the system, or you can use whatever you want, the words, the letters?
If, see, I tried to use ADD. You see it's bolted, right?
Okay.
That means it's the system. So I put another D to it.
Another D. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I can use even this. Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Spelling is correct.
M-A.
M-A.
Okay. Yes.
So I can use whatever I want. I can create a function name like this only. Right. But that should not be. If I use print here, no. That is already there in the system, right? So it will throw an error message.
Oh, in the system. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It should not be in the system, that's all. Right? Now what will happen? It will create a total and it will show in a pop-up message the total. Is that what you want? You wanted it outside the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you take it outside the function? I'm telling that you cannot, the function, the value that creates inside the function dies within the function.
Mm-hmm.
That is, the total that generated here, the moment it hits end function, it will die.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you want it outside the function, right?
Yes.
So in order to do that, what I will do, after the total, after you do the calculation, I will reassign it into the function only. SHAMALE equal to dot. That's all you need to do. You know the
Okay.
dot is the sum of these two,
Okay.
correct? Correct. Now I took this dot and put it into the function name. All you need to do is that's all. In the function.
Okay. So.
Now what I will do? Now I have to take this value. Now it will, whatever value I'm coming is in Shamili. Okay. So when I call and I'm calling the function, I'm not going to call like this. I'm going to say SRI equal to SHAMALE of 5, 10. You getting me?
So what is SRI mean?
So that's what I'm going to tell you now. So you whatever total that you got, you put it off inside Shamili. Okay. Is that part you understood?
Yes.
Now what I'm doing, I have to call the function in order to get this executed.
Yes.
The whole function that I am getting, the return value that I'm getting, I'm putting it into this variable SRI.
Okay.
You're getting me?
Yes.
So this whole, when I call this function and send these two parameters, this whole thing will return the total value. I have to put it into a variable, right? SRI. No, you can use SRI like this. You are able to get me? Now I can use any code the SRI value.
Yes.
So now let's run this. I'm going to run from here. Run. Now you'll see. First it will come to here. Come to the function. Now it's printed me the total. Right. Because it's still inside the function. You see?
15.
Okay. Now it's going to go and print me 15 again, you see. Because I got the value outside the function and it's greater than 10. So it went into the loop.
Okay.
You're getting me?
Yes. So the whole value you took into the 3 SRI.
Yes.
Compared to the SRI. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You're getting it?
Yes. Thank you, Raj.